We are back with another one of the 72 touches that you can do through command. And today, what we are going over is how to add people to the neighborhood nurture and how to maintain the neighborhood nurture as you start adding more addresses and emails into your database. And so to start, you need to make sure that the neighborhood nurture is in your account. By default, we add it to everyone's account. You would have had to delete it out of your SmartPlan library to not have it, but if you want to check, it's real easy. We're going to again start in the SmartPlans menu, and here we'll just go right up to My SmartPlans and make sure you have it by typing in Neighborhood, and you can see it's already searching for me down here, and you might see two different options. There's actually two ways to go with this. There's a monthly version, the monthly neighborhood nurture. There's a bi-weekly version. You can choose which one you would like to utilize. The only difference is one gets sent out every 30 days, one gets sent out every 14 days. That's the only difference. It's the same exact content. It's just one is more frequent than the other. My best practice through my business is I keep everybody in my database on the monthly neighborhood nurture until they raise their hand. When they tell me that they want to buy or sell in the next 12 months, then I will switch them over to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture just so they're getting a little bit more data about the market and getting more touches from me throughout that time. And then once they close, they go back on the monthly neighborhood nurture. So now let's talk about how do you get them on the neighborhood nurture. Well, first, if you did lose it and you don't have it in your account, just come right up to library, and it's always listed in the second list of plans. You can see the Keller Williams 10 plans that they built. The bi-weekly is always listed first. The monthly, you have to click this little arrow to the top right of my screen that I'm highlighting, and just move over to the second set of plans where you'll see the monthly neighborhood nurture right there. So now we have the plan, we need to get it on to some people. And one of my favorite things about this plan is that you don't have to do this every month. This is, once you add it to someone, it's going to send out for you every month on or about the same day that you scheduled it for. And so I like to put the monthly neighborhood nurture starting in the middle of the month, since I send a newsletter at the beginning of the month. So I have my touches a little bit spread out. And so same thing as we did in the other videos is we're just going to select everybody. And here I really do recommend selecting everyone in your database by just clicking on this select all. You may want to adjust how many contacts you're showing up to 500 by just coming right over here and clicking on show. And then you'll see that there's different options to show more contacts, but it will default to only 10. And it really takes a long time if you're doing this 10 people at a time, clicking the over arrow. If you have more than 500 people, you are going to have to use the over arrow where the plan can have more than 500 people on it. You just can't assign 500 people, more than 500 people at a time. But you can easily go through and assign 500, go to the next page, assign the next 500, and so on. But from there, we're going to add them to the SmartPlan the same way we did the Market Center newsletter, same way we did the Market Center holiday email. We click on actions at the top of the screen, and then we come right down to add to SmartPlan. And then we're going to find this SmartPlan. For me, it's much easier to type in neighborhood. You might just have it in your list, but with the number of plans I have, I like to type it in so I can find it a little faster. And here we go. We select the monthly neighborhood nurture. And this is one thing that Command is really great about. If they are missing a neighborhood or an email address, because if they don't have an email address, you can't put them on here either, it will tell you. It won't send them blank emails. It just won't let them on the plan. And I could just remove all these contacts with the errors if I'd like to. I can also export them to give me a list of people to call to ask them what neighborhoods they may want to have on this email. Both great strategies. I always like to ask my clients, where do you live now? Where do you want to live next? And put both of those neighborhoods in. And after this, we'll go through a short instruction on how to add a neighborhood as well. But here we're going to hit remove contacts with errors. We're going to click on start all on the specific date. And then, like I said, I will always choose the middle of the month. And you can see I'm already past the second Wednesday, which is normally when I like to do it. I might do it on my third Wednesday. It just depends on your newsletter rotation. If you're sending your newsletter the first Wednesday, I would say do the third Wednesday, so you have a nice cadence of every other week getting into their inbox with valuable information. So we'll choose tomorrow. And then same thing, we'll check off I have read the TCPA disclaimer, and then we will hit confirm, and then they're done. You have them sent out. Those contacts will be receiving it on a regular basis right about the third. On this one, it would be about the third Wednesday of every month. Now, each month, you may be adding in more people. You may be adding more addresses, because that's one of the best things too, is if you add an address, it automatically sets the neighborhood for the contact. And let's do an example of that real quick. So we can come into this fake contact, click on edit. We'll come down to add more information and additional contact information, and we'll scroll down where you'll see there's the address. And this person does have an address saved in here. It doesn't look like it's pulling up to be in a neighborhood. And so let's just change that real quick. And we're just going to use my address as an example. 180 Elmira. We'll select that, and then we'll hit save. And you'll notice right over here, now neighborhood has primary set to the arts district, and this is also where you can add neighborhoods manually. So if that doesn't work, or you can come in and we'll delete off that information that we just added for the example. I'm gonna delete that and hit save. And now you see no more primary neighborhood without the address, but we can always just add a neighborhood by clicking on add neighborhood. Now you can search for them through the name, but I'll just tell you that I usually end up spending more time through this because it's a little harder to find them by name because they might surprise you by their name. And so what I like to do is just click find on map. Then we're going to zoom in a little bit and pull Denver over so we can get closer to our area. And then as I zoom in, you'll start to see the map start to populate even more of the map filled with these neighborhoods. We'll go one more in, and you can see now all I have to do to select one of these neighborhoods for my client, say we want to do Sunnyside, is just click. And now Sunnyside is added. And while you're in here, it might be handy to do another one. Here's another funny named one, Sunnyside Northwest. That's that neighborhood. And you can, if I have a client that's looking kind of all over, or a buyer who's just interested in an area, I might select a few around there. They'll get up to 4 of these neighborhoods in the email directly, and then there will be a button at the bottom that says for more if they have more than 4 neighborhoods. And so super easy. They're easy to manage too. So when I hit save, you now see that these are all now added for this client. They even give you some suggestions down here of more to add. And if you ever want to take one off, say they don't like Rocky Mountain Lake, all you do is click the X on the title of the neighborhood, and that will remove the neighborhood that easily. You keep a track record right here in the contacts timeline of all the different changes that we've been doing. So it keeps a record of all of that in case any mistakes happen or anything like that. But then all I do is, as I am adding addresses, neighborhoods, email addresses, as I'm adding those through the month in my prospecting calls, I'm not going to worry about putting them on the Neighborhood Nurture until the very end of the month or right at the beginning, because then all I'm going to go do is come right back in here and repeat the same steps we went through. Select everyone. If they're already on the plan, Command will not put them on the plan again. And so you don't have to worry about who is and isn't on it. You just select all of them, go to Actions, Add to SmartPlan, and then select your Neighborhood Nurture. Same way we did before, going through, you can see now we have one less contact has an error since we added those neighborhoods. And then we can come in here and say, remove the contacts with theirs. Now we have 30 people that can get it. And then we start that same group on our same rotational day. If it was a new month, if I went into December, you'd see I'd send that on the 18th of December. And every month I'm just usually choosing that third Wednesday of the month, maybe the 4th. It just depends on the month and how they land at that time. Don't think too hard about it, y'all. Just get it scheduled, start sending them out. This is an easy way to keep everybody on it that can be on it, which they have to have that email address, and that neighborhood set either by the address or by you manually to get this email. But folks, that's it. That's all you have to do to have a great monthly touch, a valuable touch personalized to your people every month with just turning it on. All right, y'all. Hope that helps.